Today we're going to take a look at a very standard electric dryer. We'll do some troubleshooting, starting with the schematic and going to the actual components. So I'm going to start here on L2, which is the red wire here. If we follow L2, the first place it goes is the centrifugal switch on the motor, located here. These two wires are the main L2 wire. This switch remains off until the motor starts rotating. Once the centrifugal switch is engaged, the power will flow down this red wire through the heater, through the high limit thermostat, out this red wire into the operating thermostat. From the operating thermostat, it will go through the thermal cutoff and continue back to the timer. The operating thermostat monitors the exhaust temperature. If the exhaust temperature is too hot, this will turn off. If there's a fault in the heater or a fire, the thermal cutout will open. If you have a motor running but no heat condition, first check the thermal cutout, the operating thermostat, and the high limit thermostat as follows. Using an ohm meter, we can test across the thermostats like this. They should read very close to a short. We can test the heater with an ohm meter as well, between the output and the input. In this case, we get 10 ohms, or roughly 10 ohms. If we have a machine that won't start, but everything else seems like it might be okay, test this fuse. This is the running fuse. Should read shorted when it works. If there is a fault or if there had been a fire in the exhaust, this fuse could cut out. If this fuse has burned out, it will cut the power to the motor windings. The motor will not operate. If you notice, this machine only has a single heater with 2 wires. The way that it gets high and low heat is with this operating thermostat. These 2 purple wires contain a heater, which will fool the operating thermostat into thinking that the exhaust is warmer than it is, and it will cut the heat off early. That will get you your delicate cycle. If we follow L1, the black wire, it will go to the timer. The first place it goes is through this switch to the start button. Upon pressing the start button, you power up this coil, which holds the start button on. It becomes a relay. That will power this fuse, sending power to the motor. Once the motor starts operating, it will turn on this switch, which will disable the start windings, only enabling the run windings. Then it will turn on this switch, which will send L2 to the heater, giving us heat. This way, the heater cannot operate unless the motor is up to speed. You may also get a situation where everything but the heat works. This could be several things. It could be one of these thermostats has failed. It could be a failed heater, but it could also be a bad L2 line in the house. The best way to test this, if this unit had a cord, you would test from L1 to neutral and get 120 volts. Test neutral to L2. You should also get 120 volts. And the important part, test L1 to L2, and you should get around 240 volts. This will vary depending on neighborhoods. Some neighborhoods have a higher voltage. This could be anywhere from 110 to 120, and across the entire circuit could be anywhere from 220 to 240. If the 120 volts is present, but the 240 volts is not present, you may have a wiring fault in the house. You can test at the outlet by pulling the plug out just a little bit and sliding the pins of your meter under the plug. If you're missing the 220 volts at the outlet, you may have to have the client call an electrician because this may be beyond what we can repair. This black is the L1 line coming in from the outlet. The red is L2, which comes up from the heater unit through the thermal cutouts and thermostats. When you start the timer, power comes in to the switches, out through this light blue wire, goes out to the high-low switch, or delicate, also over to the start switch. When you press the start switch, you send power down to the motor to start, but you also send power to this coil, which latches this switch on. As you can see, most of the circuit exists between L1 and neutral, making it a 110 volt machine. The only thing that is on L2 is the heater itself. If you select either of the delicate cycles, power flows down this purple wire, down to the operating thermostat heater. This heater will force the operating thermostat to turn off early, giving you a lower temperature on the heater. Some machines will have a sensor on the belt pulley. If the belt breaks, the sensor will fail, and it will cut power to the unit. This machine does not have that, so it will keep running even with a broken belt. Hopefully I've provided some helpful tips for working on electric dryers. Thank you.